Mr. Irrelevant, that's right, Mittens, yes, Mitt Romney, is crying. Oh, it's just so bad. Wait, I got some great video. People, this one's just for the humor, all right? So look, I mean, if you didn't catch the headline back in September, Mitt Romney is going to retire from the U.S. Senate after a wild ride through Republican politics. This out of Reuters. Casting aside the hopes and appeals of colleagues, including, guess who? That's right, Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell. The two anti-Trump establishment goons that they are. The 76-year-old Utah Republican said on Wednesday he would retire as a one-term senator when his term ends in early 2025, rather than seek another 6 years among a dwindling number of Republican moderates in Congress. See, let's just step back there. Really, they're not Republican moderates. They're liberals. Okay, if you don't remember, Obamacare was modeled after Mitt Romney's health care in Massachusetts. But I digress. With Trump dominating the 2024 Republican presidential field, Romney has faced powerful headwinds at home in solidly Republican Utah. A Deseret News poll in June showed 47% of Republicans saying that Trump best represented them, compared with 39% who favor Romney. Yes, not loved at home, not loved abroad. That's Mitt Romney. And you may be asking, Neil, is he really that bad? Yes, look at this. Here's a picture of him with Oprah Winfrey. And she confesses now that she asked him to run for the U.S. Senate. Can you imagine this? He's so liberal that, knowing they can't run a quote-unquote liberal in the state of Utah, they instead run Mitt Romney, who's a closet liberal, a rhino, a Republican in name only, so that they can win that seat and have a solidly leftist vote. In fact, this guy's such a rhino, not only does he not like Trump, he doesn't even like Ron DeSantis. Check this out. He says he's an authoritarian. And he says he's much smarter than Trump, you might point out, and say, Mitt, you know, DeSantis is real smart. Do you want an authoritarian who's smart or one who's not smart? I realize there's a peril to having someone who's smart and pulling us in a direction that's dangerous. Yes, he actually said that. Yeah, here's the problem. The guy is such a rhino. You have to remember, this guy has flip-flopped on abortion. He had wanted to do no investigation on Hunter, but all these investigations on Trump. He voted for Trump's impeachment. He didn't vote for Trump in 2020. But see, this way, he's still relevant at the cocktail parties and the D.C. establishment, and the media will interview him and give him puff pieces like, Romney could back Biden against Trump, biographer says. No kidding. I mean, he voted for Biden in 2020. What news is that? Or how about this one on Deseret News? Senator Mitt Romney and Ann Romney look like a love story in their Halloween costumes. See, this is what it all boils down to. And he wants to make the rounds on the Sunday shows like this.
Yeah, no question. I don't really have a home in my party. I come from a tradition of Ronald Reagan and George Herbert Walker Bush and George W. Bush and John McCain. Those are the people that have shaped our party. Anti-Putin, anti-Russia, anti-authoritarians, anti-Kim Jong-un. Character counts. The character of our leaders makes a difference, and it shapes the character of our country. That's the party I've come from. And I don't recognize that in the great majority of our party today. And that, for me, is very troubling.
Yeah, so he probably has a lot in common with the neocons. We get that, McCain and so on. But I don't think he had much in common with Ronald Reagan, except for maybe the great hair. No, Mitt Romney is not a conservative, people. He's not. In fact, listen to these comments on Mike Johnson being elected as the GOP speaker nominee back when that happened. He said, apparently, experience isn't necessary for the speaker job. No, in fact, we've learned that more political experience probably leads to poorer results, which is why you suck so bad, Mittens.
You have people increasingly coming to Washington, whose objective in staying in office is to make noise, not to make law, not to change things in a way that might be better for the country, but just to make a lot of noise. I mean, right now, Jim Jordan, for instance, you've heard is running for Speaker of the House. Do you know how many bills he's passed that he's authored? None. So we're looking at electing a person who would be second in line to the presidency who's never passed a bill. But he's certainly well known because he's able to make a lot of noise.
I think the reality is that in America, we don't need more bills. We don't need more laws passed. We need a rescinding of the laws that have already been passed because we're overburdened with laws. We're overburdened with taxes. Actually, Mitt, instead of seeing government as the solution and to continue expanding the scope of it, what we need you to do is actually remove departments like the Department of Education, the Department of Homeland Security, all of these unnecessary. And the thing with Jim Jordan is, at least he was investigating the weaponization of the FBI. At least he was investigating what was going on with some of the censorship and so on. And see, that's what we want. We want government off our backs. We don't want more of it. Hey, thanks so much for listening to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. Make sure to support the sponsor, MyPillow. That's right, MyPillow.com. Promo code Lumberjack will give you big savings. In fact, get yourself one of these new MyPillow 2.0s with the cooling technology fabric. These are fantastic. They're on sale with the promo code Lumberjack. Links are below in the description. Check it out. Get yourself some. Christmas is coming. Support the parallel economy. Look, you can choose to buy from Amazon or you can choose to buy from Patriot-owned businesses. You can choose to buy from Walmart, some woke-tard corporation like Target, or you can choose to buy from Patriot-owned businesses. All the links in the description are businesses you'd be happy to support, and they also help the show. See you on the next episode. Peace out.